Hello, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to more CSGO news. I hope you guys all enjoy. As always, all today's stories will be timestamped down below, and a huge thank you. We are continuing to grow, and that does mean at this rate, I'm pretty scared, guys. By this Friday, we should be seeing pink hair Jake, or at least probably by next week. I'm going to probably try and hit up a salon later this weekend, or maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll put it off. I'm a bit scared to actually do the damage up here. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you know. If you don't, you'll find out sometime soon. But as always, hope you guys all enjoy. Let's hop into these last couple of days, especially the last 24 hours. Have been some insane things in the CSGO scene, which have been very, very fun to see. If you guys were here yesterday, we talked about Shroud and Sean Gares, who had no clue how the major qualifier new system does work. Of course, former Cloud9 members retired. Actually, 4 of the 5 guys on the old guys club are retired Cloud9 members, and ever since they played their last majors, they have no idea how to qualify again. So that was a funny clip. Also on top of that, though, it was actually made official yesterday, guys. They have now officially qualified for the closed qualifier for the minor. That means they are now 2 steps away from making the major, or that being the major qualifier, which is still a part of the major. I understand now, if you guys are not a fan of CSGO, what I just said sounds so confusing. Nonetheless, though, these guys are now 1 step away from the minor, which will be on land this year in Katowice, Poland. And if they do make it, in super exciting news, I'm not sure if he'll keep his word, guys, here is apparently who their coach will be.
Listen, I want to stop you guys for a second, because if we go to Poland, Doc offered to be our coach. Who's down?
Doc?
Who?
Doc. DrDisRespect.
Oh, you mean in the major final?
Yes,
For the major?
so
Bro.
sick.
Yeah, you make
That would be so sick.
I don't really know what the deal is with the maps and the X and the Ys and the Zs, but I want high speed, full momentum, out of the gates. No res-
That would be so sick, dude. He could like do his dance coming out of smoke. Do the intros. He could literally take the host over in intros.
And I do quickly want to show you guys, of course, the teams that have qualified alongside them. A lot of them are some lower tier teams. Definitely when you compare North America to Europe, you understand how strong Europe is. I also want to specify, guys, these guys certainly have a chance to make the minor. The top 6 teams will go to the minor because 2 spots will be saved for South American teams, which have already been finalized. So they have to be top 6 of those teams there so far. 4 of the teams are actually currently in the top 30 of CSGO rankings. As of right now, you have to give teams like NRG a pretty good chance. I wouldn't say Ghost because Ghost is playing with a coach, but teams like Rogue and Swole Patrol don't avoid Bravado or Singularity. Other teams out there, E United as well, but they have a roster change going underway as well. It's not far-fetched to think the old guys club could actually make it through to the minor, and if they do, yes, DrDisRespect would apparently be their coach. Now, he has no general knowledge. I guess the general knowledge is about all he has of CSGO, but still, nonetheless, I don't think they even need a coach. It'd be for the hype around it. Can you imagine the sheer amount of hype around this team if a former Cloud9 retiree roster plus Silent all of a sudden is coached by DrDisRespect, and the NA mixed team, kind of a meme team, all of a sudden makes the minor in Katowice, Poland. They travel across the world with Doc as their coach. Can you imagine if they somehow then miraculously actually made top 2 there and made the major? That would literally be groundbreaking historical CSGO stuff. Will it happen? Highly doubtful. Will they make the minor though? It is certainly a high chance, and if DrDisRespect keeps his word, we will forever remember the moment where he actually coached a CSGO team. But also, very lastly, talking about these minor qualifiers, guys, we have also solidified our final closed qualifier teams for the European side, and I quickly want to compare side by side. Let me show you guys these teams for North America first, one more time, as well as the European side, guys. It is literally night and day between these 2 qualifiers. The amount of teams in the European qualifier that are just mind-blowingly good is actually insane. As of right now, stat-wise, guys, for the North American qualifiers, 4 of those teams are actually in the top 30 teams on HLTV rankings. For the European side, 8 of those teams are in the top 30. So just, it's shocking to see the level of talent in Europe right now. And then if you were to go down the HLTV rankings as well, probably the top 50 European would be, I mean, probably almost all those teams as well, especially with Vitality and LDLC just lastly qualifying. Both those teams are actually in the top 30 as well. The European minor qualifier for the minor, it's insanely stacked this year. None of us were going to doubt that. And when you compare it to North America, you really realize the level of talent between the 2 nations right now. It's pretty astounding. But again, nonetheless, though, guys, Old Guys Club could potentially be coached by DrDisRespect, and let's not forget that's just mind-blowing. And also in very big news out there, guys, announced by Norse as well as other articles out there. I'll link some down below for all of you. A huge announcement which might not be that big for CSGO. That's actually the merger is going to be Chinese Steam launching in China. As of right now, if you guys did not know, Chinese players already already had access to Steam. They had just censored skins so far. So the Chinese player base could already buy skins. I want to clarify that. I do not think this move will actually positively affect or have a major impact on the skin market whatsoever. Chinese players have already had access to the skins, and if anything, this actually could be a very bad thing for the Chinese gaming community. If you guys do not know, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube already banned in China currently by their government. On top of that, I'm talking about a few Chinese players out there, as well as some people from the scene around that region. They're very worrisome about potentially if Chinese Steam does go live, and once it does, they might actually block the original Steam, of course, to push more Chinese users towards that Chinese back Steam, which will be more culturally sensitive and actually going to probably monitor a lot more games out there who actually have blood and gore, and might actually take away a lot of those games. So actually, as of right now, a general opinion I've seen so far from articles as well as talking to people out there, if Chinese Steam does go live, which it should sometime soon, this might actually overall impact their community in a negative way. And I do not think, just to clarify, obviously I could be very wrong about this, this would not likely have a huge impact on the skin market. So if you guys are out there buying tons and tons of skins, of course we know about the censored skins in China, so they will have that slight difference. I do not think a major player base is going to come out of nowhere though once Chinese Steam is launched and all of a sudden start buying CSGO skins. Obviously could be wrong. I do not see it having a huge impact though, and overall Chinese Steam could actually hurt that entire region. And very lastly, in CSGO news, guys, some more bad stuff about ESCA. I know you're shocked by this, but it's gonna be all right. We'll make it through this together. We have other third-party platforms, guys. ESCA has been a target of many onslaught, many alleged things out there in the past. This one continues that. If you guys, of course, speaking about the closed minor as well as the open qualifiers for the qualifiers for the eventual major, guys. Speaking of that, you guys do know a lot of those matchups are actually until LAN online matchups. We've faced many cheaters out there. Unfortunately enough, it was actually in the European side of things, a team that LDLC eventually beat. It was average 25 IQ butt headshots was their team name. If you didn't know they were cheating by the name of the team, well then I think there's our problem. But apparently they were allowed to compete against several teams, actually taking down several teams as well. And of course, you guys understand that if a team, unfortunately enough, this team actually had a player known as FRZ. He had a tied VAC'ed account to his account as well. This does not mean they were cheating, but of course it's against standard rules there to have a tied VAC'ed account and allow him to compete. He was also notably one of their better players. So was he cheating? That will never be confirmed. Unfortunately enough, though, for all the teams they did beat, they were pretty much screwed over, right? Whether they were cheating or not, guys, they were beat by a team who actually had a player who had a tied VAC'ed account. ESCA did not do anything about this. Luckily enough, LDLC was a team who actually took this team eventually down. But again, like I said before, there could have been many teams before them who possibly could have had a chance to actually compete in the European closed qualifier for that minor. Unfortunately enough, though, without regulation around this, you really can't go back and play those matches once again. LDLC's already through, Vitality's already through, and it's believed as of right now it was open qualifier number 4 where they had played with that member. Although I'm not really sure about their history, they could have played in other open qualifiers on top of that besides just this major open qualifier. So again, very sad to see teams get away with stuff like that where it's public information. ESA should be tracking this. It was public information where he had a tied Steam account with a VAC ban. And here in our last story for today's episode of CSGO News, I just get confused by you guys out there. I never understood cheating. Obviously, I've never been a top tier CSGO pro as well as a skillful young lad like many people of you guys actually are. But there are cheaters out there that are now just openly admitting to cheating and then waiting to be banned. It was actually Ralph who took to an AMA on Twitter. And I can tell you guys, after covering CSGO News for quite some time now, 3 to 4 years, I have never seen someone openly admit to cheating via a Twitter AMA or a Twitter question and answer response. So he actually did admit to apparently having cheats on his computer. He even showed a picture of it installed on his PC. Along with that, guys, he had a couple teammates, guys. It's going to be One Tap and Amadeus also called out or admitted to cheating as well. I believe at one point they may or may not have been streaming their matches, and they were subsequently good on ESCA, I guess. They were subsequently, guys, yesterday night, actually during a mid-match with Namiga, they were actually banned on ESCA for the next 2 years. So cheating has now gone to be such a commodity out there, such a common thing, that now people are just openly admit to it. Unfortunately enough as well, they did show and actually tell tales of many players out there who have cheated in open qualifiers, and they actually actually showed easy ways to do so without being caught. The only reason these guys were caught is because they may or may not have been streaming it, and they admitted it publicly. So it's pretty terrible as well, and kind of leave you guys with a nice tasty treat for all the Europeans who are about to eat some dinner, maybe give you some dessert. That was so cringy, I'm sorry. But they did call out one other person. That's actually Grande, ironically enough, who's tweeted out things like this. They did say that apparently Grande had cheated in the past as well, or did for some amount of time actually have cheats installed on his PC. And I'm going to show you guys one quick clip, one of his alleged clips out there as well. A Grande 1v4 ace, and you guys can tell me if this guy is cheating or not.
Potentially for Royals to take this round, but Pickle's doing a fantastic job. Getting a couple of digs, getting the AK, but Grande does get 2 of his own, so it's not completely out yet. But
is it just extra frags, eco kills, frags that don't really matter too much? Or can he deliver when his team needs it? That's truth. Oh, goes for the peak, into the crosshair perfectly. 4 frags so far for Grande as he needs to make it the ace to be that magical moment here for Royals to pull the rabbit out of the hat.
I'm going to say it now, that discipline, watching mid-window, fantastic. Oh, manages to take out Aussie after all that.
But as always, guys, hope you all enjoyed this episode of CSGO News. Thank you all so much, all of you guys who subscribed, all of you guys who left comments. It really means a lot to see the viewership on our last few videos really start to grow. I really do enjoy all of you guys, and again, thank you all so much. I will see you back here hopefully tomorrow or sometime Friday. Remember, next week, we're going to see a brand new Jake, and I can't wait. But thank you all for watching, guys. I will see you all next time. Goodbye.